What's up, everybody? Black Gamer 9000 here, and this time I wanted to show y'all the subscriber special that I'm basically just doing right now. So, seriously though, you might be thinking that I've been doing this over the past few years ago that I suddenly got hit by something. Even after all the things I've been through, singing goes with BG Versus I've been through, such as Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, Mario 64 DS, and same thing goes to Super Mario Galaxy. I managed to complete 4 of them, and yet I decided that, you know what? I decided that I'm gonna have to put something special to the rest of y'all. So recently though is that my channel has reached towards 508 subscribers, and yet I figured out why not just show y'all this special video I had in store, because over the past few months or weeks ago I managed to basically record myself in the gameplay of Mario Kart World, and yes, I was using the voice mod for yeah, of course, a Xenophyte's voice that y'all are gonna have to hear it out. And plus, I noticed that you can't even hear other people talking in the Discord then. That must have been like during back then, I must have forgot to include that into the mix. But note to self, next time, and I mean that's not only though, next time if there's ever a subscriber special of the other ones in the Game Window New special though, that means I would definitely have to like put some of the Discord voices to go over there instead of all of me talking over there, like me talking to my damn self in the game, like heck I know, like a weirdo. But anyway, so yeah. Once you normally finish up this video right there, watch to the end, because the rest of y'all are gonna have to find out what in the world I'm gonna say next and wait towards the end of it. But for now, let's stop all the gibbering and jabbering and let's get towards to the video. And once again, thanks y'all for the 500 subscriber, and please enjoy this video. Yes.
rights of this magical life. It's great. Now this magic crystal only is no longer present, only a single one. There's no longer the music of oh my god, okay. Jesus Christ! Oh, we have no time. Trust me again. I'm not gonna get with my blood. Coward! Oh my gosh, you realize we need more powers. You're asking for more, you don't want more powers because we want to wait for. You got a big one, let me search it and find out how hard I gotta work it. Jesus Christ! Oh my god! Jesus Christ! Alright, way out! There goes our fundamentals. Oh no, not nuggets. Anything but him.
a trench during the whole county one. That was so epic. Damn.
Ah, you finally made towards the end. Well, what do you think about that video I just did? Don't get me wrong, it's annoying, but at least the music keeps you nice and comfy for y'all to enjoy, especially with the last music I just put up. Now, I'm not really sure the last music is gonna be pulled up in the nearest future though, but anyways, whatever though. So, that is currently it for the 500 subscriber special video, whatever the heck it's supposed to be. But yet, before this video ends off, yes, it's gonna be another BG Versus in the 5th game for 3D Mario of the video game marathon for BG Versus that I'm gonna be doing is, drumroll please, and that would be Super Mario Galaxy 2. But this time only though that I will not be doing this alone, unfortunately, for Galaxy 2, but instead of that, I have picked 5 of the YouTubers that has like higher years, because from the previous videos I just did before is that I picked some of the YouTubers that I think they were funny enough to ponder, but this time I'm only doing Galaxy 2, and the rest of the ones in the nearest future that I can't say, unfortunately. Now then, whenever YouTubers I see it that does it like a lot of years, is it the nowadays years, that means that's where I have to pick one of them out of all of these YouTubers I've seen before who play these games, that I have to pick them. So that just leaves me to pick like 5 of the YouTubers. So the first YouTuber that I chosen in Galaxy 2 to face up with me is a newcomer named Nintendo Capri-san, also known as Tim. The second competitor who will be facing with me and Tim in Galaxy 2 would be another newcomer named Yoshiller, which then again though, which I like to call him Yosh instead of Hiller. The third competitor who will be facing against me, Tim, and Yoshiller in Galaxy 2 is yet still a newcomer named Cabana My 4x6, which I call him Kobe. So, for the fourth competitor who will be facing against me, Tim, Kobe, and of course Yoshiller in Galaxy 2, which will be yet still another newcomer named Sully Ponce, also known as Sully. And finally, for the 5th and final competitor of the regular run, who's gonna face up against me, Sully, Tim, Kobe, and Yoshiller in Galaxy 2, and that will be the returning competitor who have faced up against me 2 times in both Super Mario 64 and Super Mario Sunshine, and now he is officially back in action to face up with me, and familiar facing up with Nintendo Capri-san, but also facing new competitors this time around for him to face it out, which would be Kobe, Yosh, and Sully, and that would be Josh Jepson. So yeah, 6 of us as the guys, we will all be doing the Galaxy 2 BG Versus. Now I know it's gonna be a long run in episode 1 because in episode 1's, every time I go through the games of episode 1, I take things nice and slow instead of all they being all fast and whatnot. But when it comes to the rest of the episodes in different games, I go speed. I just go all out, showing them no mercy and just going far as fast as I can to get away from other people that stands in my way of winning. Now, for episode 1 is about to show up, and it's gonna come later today. And as for for episode 2, that same one is gonna come later today too as well. But the only difference is that for episode 2, I don't speak at all. Sure, yes, I may speak a little bit though, but my voice is a bit like annoying because for episode 2, when I did this one right here, my voice was broken. Meaning that my voice was broken, of course my vocal cords were damaged, and I had to like heal it up. And it normally works out already there, but adding some little bit of like that, by adding some honey into my throat, and it worked out just fine between the honey and of course the rest, which I normally did that. So but this time around for episode 3 and the others, I will not be speaking to one of these people in the game that has like the Pokemon Sun and Moon series of characters. Even though I'm not like hating them, it's just that as much as I would love to chat with these people upon there, right? Which I really do upon there. But however though, if I want to win in Galaxy 2 of BG Versus, that means I have to like focus on my just a little bit of the star bits, common medals, a little bit of the coins, especially with the blue coin, the pink coin, and of course the three moon lives, the actual lives to begin with though. And especially getting like few of the stars and Prancer stars. If there's ever gonna be a Prancer star, which I don't think the Prancer stars is gonna happen in between 2 of the episodes, the beginning ones between 1 and 2. The regular stars, hidden stars, and especially the grand stars, yes, those are them will be involved in episode 1 and 2. But if I have to guess correctly though, for the Prancer comments will be coming around in episode 3 if that ever happens. And if it does happen, then well, it's gonna be like a fine wine of a breeze. And I ain't saying like an alcoholic drunk. Alright? Now anyways, that's all. That is basically all that I have to say for the huge update of BG Versus. For the next game that I'll be doing, which will be Galaxy 2, alongside facing with 5 of the competitors that I randomly chosen, which would be Nintendo Capri Sun, Yo Schiller, Solid Pons, Command Mine 456, and Josh Jessen. So yeah, with that being said, hope you all enjoyed of this 500 subscriber special video. And between both of the episode 1 and episode 2 of Galaxy 2 of BG Versus will be coming later today. And that right there, I legitimately promise y'all that. Now, if you guys want me to do more of BG Versus in the nearest future of all, then please hit the like button, smash that subscribe button, turn on the bell icons. That way you will not miss any single videos, and well, the live streams a bit, even though like I said before, the live streams will normally happen that will be happening on Twitch in the nearest future, or just a further future. But not now, unfortunately. So, yeah. And with that being said, peace out. Sign off for Night G!